I like it. How's it going, my comic chat army? We're here with Tiffany Groves, the artist of one of the covers from Steak. How you doing, Tiffany?
I'm doing very well, thank you very much. Yeah, it's another grey day here in England. Nothing unusual there.
Well, I'm glad you said that. Is that true? Is it really just gray all the time?
Well, at the moment it's been raining and with torrential rain and storms all week. Occasionally we get the odd patch of blue, but sun is yeah. If you live in Britain, you have a vitamin D deficiency. Let's just say that.
All right. Well, let's get into it. How did you get offered to do a cover for Steak?
Well, I'm represented currently by Scott's Collectibles.
Okay.
And the author and the writer of that, David Byrne, he's good friends with the guy who runs Scott's, Dan Scott. And he wanted to have as many female artists as possible to draw the covers. Mm-hmm. So there was a bunch of us, amazing artists, and we were all asked to do a cover. So it was an entirely female cover run, which was extraordinary and really nice to be sort of among that many female artists. So it was a wonderful experience, actually, and I'm really glad I took part in it. So.
Oh yeah, we got a chance to review the book. It's an awesome book, and that's the first time I've ever heard of like an all-female artist cast doing covers. I thought that was cool and unique.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it really was. I mean, the story is phenomenal, and it's just very different. And I love the way it's written. I love the artwork in it, and to be part of like an all-female cover run, it was just wonderful because I know there's a lot of male artists out there. And there are a lot of good female artists, so it was nice to actually sort of like get all the female artists, well, not all of them, but just a selection of them in one go, and to be part of something that was purely sort of female based. It was great.
Right. Was this your very first cover ever? I know you do not consultations. I said it wrong in the other interview.
Commissions.
Huh?
Commissions.
Yeah. So I know you commissioned.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Is this your first cover that went out and like got published?
No, this was my third one. The very first one I did was for Devil's Due, and it was a cover for AOC. And that caused a little controversy. I remember at the time it was, yeah. I remember I had to put posts on my page saying, no political rants here, please just look at the art. Because I have friends on both sides, so I try not to get political. But it was very hard to avoid with this one, especially when you posted on something like Instagram. And you can't control the people that sort of like it and commented and stuff. But that was a wonderful experience. It really was. When I had my first cover in my hand, I was like, it was so wonderful. And then I did Forgotten Isle with Chris Hayes, which was it's another really good one. It's a horror one. It's a horror based one, and these kids go off to an island and sort of mystery ensues and stuff. But it's really good. So I did the cover for that one, and this is my third one, but it's my first foil.
Oh, it's a foil too?
Yeah, I got a nice shiny foil cover, so I was really excited. When I got the package the other day, I was like, ooh, and I picked up the foil, and it was, oh yeah, it's gonna have pride of place on my wall, that one.
I was about to ask, do you put all your covers on the wall? That's a big accomplishment doing a cover, like.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's I mean, I'd like to get them slabbed at some point where I can afford it, but for the moment they're in those kind of comic top loaders. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna put them on the wall sort of behind me. I've got quite a small area I work in, but I'd like to have them sort of like the three on the wall. And as I do more and more, which hopefully I will do in the future, so hopefully people will see my art and want me to do some covers for them, that sort of thing. So.
I've seen some of your art, and you are amazing. I liked your, I think it was Black Widow.
Oh, yeah.
That one was awesome.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Just the details and like I think it was the Avenger symbol behind it. Like you had the
Yeah.
bolts and the letter, and it was
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that one was it already had the A on it, and I was looking at it thinking, how can I incorporate that? And I was like, oh, I know, I'll just turn it into sort of a piece of metal. It's a lot of fun to do, and I get kind of obsessed with details as well. So most of my work's quite heavily detailed. It takes longer. I'm a bit slower than some of the other artists, but I get kind of carried away. So
Right. So are you working on any covers in the future that you can tell us about?
I'm working on one that I can't tell you about.
Okay.
But the rest of them are, but at the moment I'm mainly sort of doing commissions and such like. So my goal is hopefully to get sort of picked up by one of the sort of the bigger companies or indie companies or anything like that to do the covers. But at the moment, yeah, I'm just working through my commissions, and I've got one coming up that's I have to get done quite quickly. But yeah, I can't really tell you about that just yet, I'm afraid. So I'm sorry.
It happens all the time.
Yeah,
Um,
I did do a book cover though. I have had my first cover on a book, which was cool.
nice. Is the book that you're working on that you can't tell us about, is it coming out this year, or are you going to announce it when it comes out?
Yeah, it should be released around August time,
All right. Well,
so it's not too long.
y'all stay tuned to that. Go send Tiffany a friend request or follow her on Instagram for the big announcement.
Oh yeah.
Um, what characters? Well, do you draw traditional? Do you draw like pen and paper, or do you draw digital? Which one do you prefer?
I draw very much sort of in a traditional sense. I very sort of I like the feel of the pencil and the paper. I am trying to learn how to draw sort of digitally. I've got sort of like the setup for it, but I just never have time to actually do it. I think, right, I'm going to do that. I'm going to set aside some time to do that, and then something else comes up and I never get around to it. But I would like to learn how to do digital, mainly for sort of colours and that sort of stuff, because I do a lot of work with graphite. So to have the ability to sort of like maybe scan it, put it in, and finish it off would be really good. So I must learn. I have to learn.
Right. Would you say it was a big learning curve from traditional to digital?
Oh God, yeah, yeah. It's. I mean, I've had a go at it and everything, and it's familiar, but it's so different. And you have to learn all the operating keys. You have to learn sort of like the brush, the color, the pencil, and you got little pipettes and everything like that. And I took one look at it, and I just thought.
Right. It sounds overwhelming.
Yeah, it's a lot of people say, oh, it's really straightforward, but I'm looking at this thing thinking, So I'm not great when it comes to digital stuff. So I tend to get in a mess most of the time with it.
Okay.
So
Well, I know you do a lot of consultations, right?
commissions.
Commissions. Another interview kept calling them consultations, commissions.
Yeah.
So, which character do you like to draw the most? Do you have a favorite character you like to draw?
Yeah, I do actually. I love to draw Harley Quinn.
Mm.
She's my absolute favourite. I don't know, I've just always identified with her quite well. So it's just something that I find really sort of satisfying to do. So I've tried doing her in sort of different formats as well. I drew her as Catwoman fairly recently.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she had the sort of the Catwoman suit on from the film with all the stitching in it and everything, and the hair coming out, so you could see it was sort of Harley Quinn. So I like to kind of mix things up a bit and change things around. There's so many wonderful renditions of Harley Quinn out there that I wanted to sort of do something a little different, maybe to sort of mix it up a little.
Which one is your favorite Harley Quinn to draw? The ones with like the big ears, or like the more popular take on her?
I kind of like the one with the sort of like all the messy hair. I'm going to draw the Harley Quinn one at some point, but I kind of like the more sort of like the rebirth and sort of more modern version of her. I think my favourite one is when she's in the black and the red.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really, really like that. I think that one's really awesome. So at some point, that's on my list to do.
Yeah, it'd be cool to do like a long paper and do like all the stages of Harley Quinn. That would be cool.
Oh God, yeah, that would be amazing. I'd love to do that.
So how can people get your consultations?
Commissions.
Commissions, sorry. I'm going to write it down. I like commissions. How can people hire you for commissions?
Well, that's really easy. You can either go through Scott's Collectibles and contact Daniel Scott. They've got a Facebook group on Facebook called Scott's Collectibles. So you can either contact them through there, or you can come directly to me. I have my own Facebook page, and I also have an art page as well called Tiffany Groves Artist. I'm on Instagram and Twitter as well. So it's I'm all over the place.
All right. And are you currently reading any of the books?
Am I reading any of the books?
Yeah, any comics that's coming out now? What does your pull list look like?
My collection at the moment is I have quite a lot of Harley Quinn ones actually at the moment. I've just finished Secret Wars, and I've just finished reading Monstrous as well, which is really, 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 really good.
Source Point Press Monsters?
It is. I'll show you the cover. Behind me. It's that one. It's really, really good, actually. It's written by Marjorie Liu, and the artist is Sana Takeda, and she's an absolutely amazing artist. It's really, really beautiful. And I'm reading Harley Quinn Breaking Glass.
I haven't heard of that one yet.
That one is this one.
Oh, okay.
Which is it's really, really wonderful. I tried, because it's so difficult to get comics here in the UK, I tend to wait until the collections come out as kind of big sort of graphic novel type things.
Why is it hard to get comics there?
Well, we can get them from Forbidden Planet. That's pretty reliable. But apart from that, we don't have any sort of comic stores that you can kind of just walk into, which is a real shame. We don't have that sort of setup over here. A few places might do, sort of like in various towns and cities, but where I live is literally just got one Forbidden Planet. So I get a few bits and pieces from there. I've recently got the Strange Academy one that came out. It's sort of the first edition, I think I got with that. But yeah, it's really hard to pick stuff up. It's the same with blanks. Blanks are a nightmare to get over here. So I'm always sort of getting them shipped in from various different places in the States. So it's annoying, but I'm hoping that sort of, because there's a lot more people interested in comics now and more people getting into comics, I'm hoping that it'll sort of buoy the market up a little bit, so that more places will open up and the availability will be sort of more, it'll be easily available to people.
Right, I didn't know that comic stores was scarce like that over there.
Yeah, they really are. It's I remember one of my friends went to Midtown Comics, and they were taking the camera around. I was just like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. We don't have anything like that over here. It's a real shame.
Right, I haven't been to Midtown yet, but I order a lot of books from them. But hopefully one day I'll make it up there to New York to see them. Yeah. Well, my AOC comic, the variant that came out, that was published through Midtown. Oh, nice.
So that was really, really cool, actually. So I've got a connection to them as well. But really nice guys, really lovely place, nice guys, they're wonderful. So.
All right. Is there any artist that inspired your work?
Well, I started because when I first started art at university, I was a painter. I used to do big abstract paintings, colour-filled paintings, that sort of stuff. And I swapped to pencil after that because it was too hard. The idea of trying to draw an abstract, you're happy with it, it's like a roller coaster of emotions. It was a nightmare. I'd be really ecstatic one minute because I'd made a mark that worked, and then I'd be like miserable the next because it was a nightmare. So I thought, no, I'm going to go for something more literal. So I picked up a pencil and I started drawing characters that I really, really loved, and it was I think it was Alan. Oh God, I've had a memory blank. Lord of the Rings artists.
But I think I know who you're talking about.
I should know. I should know this. I really should know this. Anyway, yeah, the beautiful pencil work in there. I thought that's just amazing. So I started picking up my pencil again. I always drew when I was a kid,
Right.
but I got sort of all painty and stuff. And then so I thought I'm not going to go back to drawing. So I picked up the pencil again and started drawing. And started drawing things like Star Wars stuff, Lord of the Rings stuff, Battlestar Galactica, Trek, all those sorts of things. From there, I got picked up by Topps to draw their trading cards.
Oh wow!
So I was drawing the Star Wars trading cards for ages and ages and ages. So I drew quite a few sets for those. Then I found the blank comics, which I didn't know existed until somebody sort of pointed them out to me. I was like, "Ooh!" Yeah. So I started showing the comics.
The blank covers, I'll tell you.
Sorry?
I said I got a funny story about the blank covers. I'll tell you after the interview. But
Cool.
Yeah. So you went into blank covers, and what happened?
Well, yeah, because it's so difficult. I had a customer who wanted to draw BB-8 on a Star Wars comic, so he wanted it grading, and at the time I didn't quite understand the grading purposes because again we don't have anything over here. So I was rooting around trying to find someone to send it to. That's where I came across Scott's Collectibles. So I started sending the comics through to them to get graded, and they asked me if I wanted to become part of their team and be creative for them. So, and that's how that happened. So, and ever since then, I've just been sort of drawing like mad and getting through covers like nobody's business. I've got 3 crates of them now.
Wow!
Yeah.
Blank covers or completed covers?
Blank covers.
Wow!
Right. Yeah.
Have you ever thought about making a comic book yourself?
Yeah, I have. I'd love to do that. I really would. Yeah, it's something that sort of like it's on the list of things that I want to do. It's getting a longer and longer list, but I'd love to do one. I really would.
But yeah, you got a lot of great contacts and a lot of great backers. It would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'd love to be able to do that. I think my main thing at the moment is to try and get some of my work on some of the bigger names in the industry. That's my dream to really to do a cover for like DC or Marvel.
Okay.
That's the dream. Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Your art is definitely good enough to be up there with the big 2.
Mm-hmm. And then maybe in a few years when I sort of like got a bit better or anything else. But yeah, anyway, that's the dream really. So.
All right. Well, I'm gonna keep looking for your stuff through Marvel and DC, and that's it for now. Is there anything you want to tell the people at home?
Well, yeah, just mainly that I have so many wonderful friends and supporters of my art and myself, and I've made incredible friends. And the support that they've given me and the help they've given me has been overwhelming, and it's meant the world to me. And I know it's been really difficult at the moment with what's going on in the world, so I just want everybody that I know and I love just to stay safe, and to just basically thank them for everything they've helped me do.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Tiffany.
It's been my pleasure.